Welcome back to Real Talk with Shay. Here we talk about love, faith, and family. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and I hope something I say encourages you. Before we get started, if you haven't hit like, share, or subscribe, what are you waiting for? So this is for my single ladies. I just want to talk to you about some red flags that you do not need to ignore when in a committed relationship, you've been proposed to, or you're close to getting married. So one of the things is, how does he handle you? Does he handle you with understanding? Is he compassionate towards you? Does he pay attention to your feelings? Is he concerned about the things that you're concerned about? These things are very important when you're looking for a mate or you're engaged to be married. Another thing is, does he know how to make decisions? Can he make a decision? Are you comfortable with him leading you? These things are very important. If you are not comfortable with him leading you, you will never respect him. And respect is a big part of marriage. Respect is a big part of somebody that you're going to commit your life to. And respect is something that women struggle with a lot, because I know that I struggled with respect when I got married, because I didn't really know what they meant by respecting your husband. I thought, just being nice or, just loving him. But love is not enough. You have to be willing to respect the man. You have to be willing to listen to him. You have to be willing to let him guide you. You have to be willing to not speak sometimes when you want to speak, not fly off the handle when things don't go your way. Their respect is a big deal in marriage. Respect is a big deal when you're choosing a mate. So you want to choose somebody that's easy for you to respect. And if you don't really know what respect means, it's just how you handle them. You admire them. It's just like respecting your parents. You don't want to say anything to them. Some people do because they're just disrespectful. But, if you're respectful, it's just holding them at a higher standard than you hold other people. And that's what will happen when you get married. You have to respect your husband. And you have to respect you have to let him lead you. So make sure you marry somebody that you are willing to let them lead you and that you respect them. Another thing is he selfish? Will he help you if you need help? Is he giving? If he knows that you're in need of something, will he give you something? Or will he make you borrow something from him? Ma'am, do not marry a selfish man. If that man is selfish before marriage, he will be selfish after marriage. And no, everybody don't have all the money, every time somebody needs something. But if he's asking you to borrow money from him, ma'am, get your shoes. I don't care if it's flats, sneakers, heels, flip-flops. Get your shoes, get your charger, and get out of there and don't look back. You do not want a selfish man. You do not want to marry a selfish man, and you don't want to date a selfish man. Yes, you should bring things to the table, but if you're in need of something, he should try to help you. He might not have all of the money. He can't do everything that you need him to do right then, but he should be willing to help you and to, just make sure that you have the things that you need. You want to marry a man that is giving. You want to marry a man that, wants to see you happy. He cares about how you feel. He cares about the things that you need. He wants to see you in a good place. And a selfish man doesn't care if you're in a good place. He doesn't care what you have going on, as long as it doesn't cost him anything. And you don't want to deal with that. You don't want to go into a marriage with a selfish person. And another thing is, you shouldn't have to compete for his attention. No other female should be more important than you. If he's talking about marrying you, or you think it's leading up to that, then you need to pay attention to these things. Is he going to put you first? Is he going to be available to put you first? Is he going to be considerate about your feelings when it comes to other people and him putting people before you? So you want to pay attention to that as well. Another thing is, And if you're a strong woman and, you can make decisions on your own, you can basically do everything on your own, you don't have to make that known to him. Yes, he already knows that you're strong. He already knows that you can take care of yourself, but you have to give him the space to lead you. You have to give him the space to guide you and to be the head of the home. These are things that you have to do to have a successful marriage, because a man is not going to want to be with somebody that's trying to control him. He's not going to want to be with somebody that's trying to do his role and their role too. So just make it easy for him to lead you. Just make it easy for him to guide you. Even though you're strong, even though you might be the boss on your job, you might be the boss to your children, but when it's concerning your husband, he is the boss. He is the head of your family. So just make sure that you choose somebody that you're okay with, his decision making, the goals that he has set. Even if he makes a decision that you don't necessarily agree with, can you respect that? Can you let him make a decision? Can you let him make a mistake without you trying to take control of the situation? It's hard to do when you have a leader personality. It's hard to sit back and not say anything. It's hard to just let somebody take control, but that's what you signed up for. You signed up for somebody to lead you. You signed up to help somebody. You sign up to be the help that he needs. So whatever it is that he needs, that's what you're there for. You're there to help him. And you can't mother him. We want to tell the husband what to do. We want to tell him how to do it. That's what your children are for. That's what you do that with the kids. That man's mama has already raised him, or his grandma or auntie or whoever has raised him. They've already raised him. So he's not going to want you to tell him what to do. Love your husband. Raise your children, and that will help you so much in the relationship. Even when you're dating, these are things that you have to practice before you actually get married. You have to practice being respectful. You have to practice, kind of letting him lead, leading the relationship. Now, these things don't apply for somebody that you don't even see yourself in a marriage with them. This is something that, if you think this man is good enough to marry, adjusting the attitude, adjusting the emotions, getting your emotions under control, that is a big thing. If you can't control your emotions, and every time the smallest little thing happens, you walking out, you don't want to talk for days, you fussing and screaming, won't let the man go to sleep. Girl, I've been there. But it's not good. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy way to be, to get your point across. And you have to learn how to pray. Marriage is a commitment that is ordained by God. You can't do something ordained by God and don't do it God's way. You have to pray for that man. Ask God to help him to be everything that you need him to be. Ask him to deal with you with understanding, because you bring the favor to the marriage. So if he doesn't handle you the right way, his prayers will be hindered. So you need to be praying for him to handle you with understanding. You need to be praying for him to love you the right way, so that your house will prosper, so that your marriage will prosper, because he's responsible for the marriage. He's responsible for, leading the marriage. So you want to make it as easy for him as you can. You don't want to be a hateful wife. You don't want to be a mouthy wife. You don't want to be a disrespectful wife. And when you come in and you're toxic, you have toxic ways, then that's what you're going to bring to the marriage. So try to fix those things before you even tell somebody yes. Try to work on you building your self-esteem, because a lot of these things is because your self-esteem is low. You feel like this is the only way that you can handle the situation. But when you're secure in yourself and you know that what you're bringing to the table is enough, then you don't have to behave like that. Because guess what? And especially if you're a child of God, he's going to fight for you. He's going to fight for you. If you're doing what's right and somebody's not treating you right, God will fight for you. But make sure that you choose right. Ask God beforehand. Don't just jump into a marriage and you have not talked to God about anything, because it's easy to get in a marriage and it's hard to get out of a marriage. So make sure you ask God, is this the man for me? Is this the man that you want me to marry. And don't disregard if he tells you no just because he's giving you a ring, just because you don't want to be embarrassed. Don't worry about being embarrassed. If you know that this man is not the man for you and you have not said I do, you still have time to make it right. You don't have to be ugly to him. You don't have to be nasty to him. You don't have to get on Facebook or Instagram or none of those platforms and say, that the marriage is, the engagement is off. It's nobody's business but you and him. Just tell him you don't think that you can marry him. And it's okay. It's okay to be honest with yourself. I don't care if y'all have made plans. If you feel in your heart that you're not making the right decision, please do it before you take that man down the aisle and promise him that you're going to be with him. And you know that that's not the way that you should go. You already know it. You can tell, if somebody's a good person or if they're not. And sometimes because we feel like, maybe I won't get anything better than this. So you just settle. Marriage is not something you should settle for. You should not marry anybody that you feel like you are settling. When you marry that person, you need to know deep down in your heart that you can love that person unconditionally, no matter what comes or what goes, that you can love that person. Their character is good enough that you can stand by them. No matter what happens, you can stand by them. If that person if you can't give that person that's not the man that you should marry. And it's okay. We worry about what people are going to say. I was going to get married. I've already bought a dress, or we made plans. Doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, when you're in that marriage with that man, none of those people that was at that reception eating up all your food, dancing on the dance floor at the reception, they don't care. They don't care that you're miserable. You done spend all that money and you miserable. So it's better to take care of it before you even say I do. Because I do, it's a big cost to saying I do. And I just want you to be wise before you get into something. And I know being single, sometimes you just want it to be your turn. This is my chance. This is the only man that has asked me to marry him. But is he who you should marry? There will be somebody else that comes along that will be just what you need. He won't be perfect, but he'll be just what you need. And you'll be thankful that you waited, that you didn't ignore the signs, that you held out to get what you deserve. You'll be so happy and so thankful that you did that. And I hope that something that I've said encourages my single ladies, because I want you to have the best. I want you to wait for the best. And that doesn't mean that he's going to be everything on your list for him to be the best. But what does his character look like? That's what's most important. His character. Yes, you want to be attracted to him. But guess what? When you're married years and years and years and years, that attraction is there. But what else do you have? What else do you have? After sex, what else do you have? Y'all not friends. You don't like each other. Who wants to live like that for the rest of their lives? For however long that they're going to be married. That's miserable. You want to marry somebody that's your friend. You want to marry somebody that you can talk to. That's easy to talk to. You're not scared to talk to them. You're not scared to tell them what's going on. You want somebody that's going to be your friend, your best friend at the end of the day, no matter what. And no, he's not going to be your best friend like your girlfriends. You can't really talk to him. He don't want to hear all of the stuff that you tell your girlfriends. But you want him to be your friend, to know that he's going to be there for you through thick and thin. If you're sick, if your head is knotty, toenails are scratchy, that man is going to be there for you. That's somebody that you want to marry. So be friends first. That's why it's important to be friends first before you start having sex, because then you see the real person. The sex is not clouding your judgment. And a lot of times, because I was having sex before I was married. And a lot of times when you're doing that, it clouds your judgment. You don't see the flags. You ignore the flags Because the sex might be good, but the sex gonna make you miserable for the rest of your life if that's all that y'all have. You need a friend. You need him to be your friend. You need him to love you, whether you look good today or you don't look good today. You need all of that, and I want you to have all of that. That's why I'm giving you these tips to think about and to make sure that you have counseling. Do not skip counseling. If a man is telling you that he wants to marry you and he doesn't want to have any counseling, tell him no. Because once you marry him, he's definitely not going to want to have counseling then, because then he ain't gonna want nobody in his business. He ain't gonna want to talk to nobody about it. So then what you gonna do? You stuck. You need counseling. You need marriage counseling. You need relationship counseling, because those things are going to be what you draw from when you're in a situation. You need to be able to go back to somebody sometimes and say, can you help me with this? Because I'm not getting this right. You know, this is not right. You know, I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with respect. I'm struggling with letting him lead me. You want somebody that you can trust, that can walk you through and help you through during marriage. So just think about all of these things before you think about becoming somebody's wife. Can you be with them for the long haul? Can you stand with them through anything? Can you commit to them and respect them through anything? Those are the things that are most important for marriage. And I hope that I have helped somebody, encourage somebody. Don't settle. You know, get the love that you deserve. Get the man that you deserve. Wait on God. Let him send you the perfect person for you. He may not be the perfect person for your friend, but he'll be the perfect person for you. And I pray that you get all of your heart's desires, your good things that you desire in your heart for marriage, for your family, for your children. And you can have it. You can have those things if you trust God and do it his way. Because you can't do anything that God ordained and you don't want to do it his way. Thank you for joining my channel, watching my channel. If you haven't hit that notification bell, please do that. Please like, share, and subscribe. And anything that you want to hear me talk about, just comment below on the video, and then I can make a video and upload it about that situation, or to encourage you, or to answer a question maybe. So just comment down below. Thank you, and until next time.